Welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders by interviewing amazing guests to encourage us all to rise up. Enjoy. Welcome to the Goddess Show podcast, voices of visionary women, inspiring female leaders. My name is Tula Tzoras. I'm the host of the show. And today I actually thought I would have a conversation with you, with our listeners and viewers. Because we're dealing with a lot of change at the moment. So I want to talk about it, especially in the world with a literal war going on in the Middle East and how it's affecting us in our everyday life, including things like the availability of fuel, the price of fuel, and other things like inflation and all sorts of things. So it's very easy to get caught up in these rapid changes. And, you know, we have to ask ourselves the question, how much is this influencing me? And especially when we are aspiring entrepreneurs, our goddesses, you know, perhaps delving into something that we would love to do, starting our own businesses, especially online, which is actually what Areti Goddess Events empowers you to do. But today I want to talk more on the basis of my latest book, Journey to Ease of Grace, because it's about achieving an equilibrium regardless of what happens and having the ability to create from the inside out. So, you know, this can seem a bit difficult when you're dealing with everyday stress and anxiety about what's going on in your life and what's going on in your world. So there are a few things that we can think about and a few things we can do so that we can operate at our best capacity and control what we can control from the inside out and the outside in as well. So first of all, I want to talk about drama. Now, drama is something that we actually engage in without even realizing it. It's kind of an insipid addiction, but most of us, you'll find, are addicted to drama. Now, the thing about drama is you can watch it on the news. You can see it on social media. And of course, when there are world events going on, such as the war at the moment, we cannot but be attracted like flies to the screen, watching the news at every moment, getting passionate and getting upset about what's going on. Of course, we care about people. We care about humanity. We care about what's going on. This is nothing to do with that. What it is the actual attention we pay to drama and to doom. Doom and gloom. We've heard about that, you know. So what I want to talk to you about today is change, rapid change, in fact, which happens to be one of our biggest fears, and especially when it's changed like the current change at the moment. And give you a few thoughts, concepts, and ideas to be able to deal with it. Now, the very first and very, very, you might say basic point I want to make to you is to focus on your breathing. You'll notice you're in stress or anxiety when you're breathing through your chest like this. If you can manage to breathe deeply and slowly, you'll know this if you do yoga, yogic breathing, for example. You can practice breathing into your tummy very slowly for the count of 4. If you're particularly stressed, try holding your breath at the end of the in-breath for a couple of beats, or even 4 if you can manage, and then breathe out for a count of 5, 6, 7, and keep going as you practice. So I'm going to give you an example now. So sit up straight and take a deep breath in for 4. Hold and breathe out. I got to 8. during that breath. You can breathe out with your mouth open as well, but breathing deeply and slowly will stop your mind chatter. It will relax you. It will alleviate anxiety. It's absolutely fantastic. Another thing, because all of this is very anxiety provoking, which is something that a lot of us suffer from. And another great thing to do, I don't know if you've heard about, this is in yoga, and it's legs up the wall. So if you elevate your legs for 10 minutes a day, it has a great effect on your system. I apologize for all the notifications. I did try to turn them off. It will actually relax your system. It will help your blood circulation. It has so many benefits. So look it up. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, another thing we can think about is what, in fact, we can and cannot control. Now, having this knowledge will actually help us feel better and give us the ability to operate in the world, in our business, in our lives, in our relationships. Now, when you think about what we can control, we have to realize that we cannot control people, places, or things. So when we watch the news, of course, our hearts go out to all those suffering people, but we can't control that. We cannot control world politics. We cannot control what's happening right now. All we can control is the response that we have and how we deal with it once we experience it. Now, notice that I'm not talking about an emotional reaction, which is something we do when we're emotional. We react emotionally. I'm talking about a response. I'm talking about processing things and actually responding with a clear head and a stable emotional world. Now, if you think about the things that you can not control, it really takes the huge weight off your shoulders. So always remember that we cannot control people, places, or things. All we can control is the response that we have within ourselves. So I hope that helps you. Another concept to think about is letting go. So whatever happens in your life in terms of creating equilibrium, learn to let go. And letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean that you're being selfish. It doesn't mean that you don't feel anything. Letting go simply means you learn to accept. And this brings me to how you deal with obstacles, because all of these can be viewed as obstacles in our lives and in the world. And I find that a lot of people might say, why is this happening? Or how did this happen? Or why do they have to be like this? Whys and hows you'll find are not helpful because they don't bring you any solutions. When you actually look at something as what is, okay, so this is actually happening right now. Okay, what do we do? Okay, what now? What can I do? That actually fills you with inspiration. It fills you with resourcefulness so that you're able then to create solutions. Okay, now I can give you a current example. My partner and I planning to travel to Europe in May, actually, next month. And we were advised that the airline that we booked with had cancelled all flights until June 15. Now, the thing is, we had booked several other flights, booked accommodation, all sorts of things within Europe, our destination. So, of course, we are human. So the immediate reaction might have been, oh gosh, what do we do? Are we going to miss out on our holiday? But no, we just got online and found solutions, and we've booked another flight that is not flying through the Middle East, so we can get to our destination. So that's the key question to ask. Whenever an obstacle occurs, the best thing that you can do is actually ask the right question. Okay, so this is happening. What now? What do I do now? Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is surrounding yourself especially at these times, with inspirational material. That can be music, it can be something you're reading, it could be listening to a motivational speaker or inspirational videos or inspirational audio, whatever it is to raise your vibration so that you can feel happy and you can be constructive and fulfill your deepest desires in the world. And also create by example. You can lead by example by raising your vibration. You can raise your vibration by doing simple things like smiling raises your vibration. You can raise your vibration by exercising and breathing, which also is also fantastic for anxiety, is increasing your oxygen intake. You can raise your vibration by dancing, by singing, by doing something you love, painting, writing, whatever makes you happy. You can raise your vibration doing that. So I advise you to do things like that, especially during trying times that can really lure us in to our conditioning, which is, of course, to latch on to the negative for some reason. This happens in the first 7 years of life, but I won't go into that right now. Focusing your attention is what it's all about. Whenever change happens, we can think, well, change happens all the time, actually. And there's nothing to be afraid of if we flow with it. So the best idea is to flow with it. Don't resist the change. It will happen. All we can think is, well, what do I do now? How can I deal with this? What solutions are open to me? And the trick here is to watch where your attention is. Where is your focus? Am I focusing on all the problems in the world? Am I focusing on all the problems in my own life? Am I focusing on things that are going wrong? Or am I focusing on what I love? What is going to make me happy in this moment? What can I do in this moment? What will be constructive? What is the solution? How can I improve my business? How can I operate with what I've got? Because here is the thing, at any given moment, we can only do the best with what we have. So if you're worried about doing your best, even if you're not feeling up to the task, all you have to think about is doing your best with what you have. That includes the information you have, that includes the physical ability you have, that includes the mental capacity you have, that includes everything. Whatever you do, don't give yourself a hard time. Be the witness and give yourself credit, because you're here, goddess, you're here right now. And I want you to think about and reflect on everything you've achieved and what you can achieve at this moment. These moments are actually the best moments for us because they give us the resilience, the tenacity, and the strength that we need to affect real change. And it happens with you. We cannot affect world politics, but we can affect our response, our personal response. Each and every one of us. Can you imagine if we each did that? What a great example we would give to the world. And it's quite infectious as well. So that's all I have for you today. And I would love to hear your thoughts because this is especially for you, goddesses. Thank you, and I wish you amazing success. Thank you for tuning in to the Goddess Show podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share, and we look forward to seeing you next time.